Tens of thousands of people lost power again over the weekend. This time, the outages were focused mostly on the Metro Detroit area.
That event followed significant outages here in West Michigan over the past 2 weeks. And now State Attorney General Dana Nessel is calling on power companies to step up and do more.
News 8's Susan Shaw talked with the Attorney General.
Tens of thousands of people in Michigan are still recovering from recent winter storms that knocked out power and caused damage around the state. Joining us right now is Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. Attorney General Nessel, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, your office has a consumer protection division. What are you doing to help consumers who've lost power during these storms?
Well, we actually also have a special litigation division that focuses on literally nothing else except for efforts by the utilities to raise our rates, and then the plans that the utilities put into place for how they're going to handle their services in the future. And I think it's important that everybody remember, and I think most people know this, our utilities are regulated monopolies in our state, which means that has increased oversight by the state regulators, but also no competition of any kind. And I think what we've seen as of late is that we simply don't have enough restrictions in place to make sure that the utilities are providing us with good service and at a reasonable cost. And frankly, we don't have either of those right now. And I think we're seeing that with the continued power outages all around the state.
So what is it that you want the utility companies to do in a storm situation like this?
Well, listen, we have a long list of items that we've urged the Michigan Public Service Commission to force the utilities to do. So some of those things involve, for instance, making sure that there are automatic credits, not credits that you have to apply for, but automatic credits when you have a power outage. And we have fought to increase the rate just from $25 to $35, but we think it ought to be a lot more than that. And it should be properly reflective of the amount of time that a household was out of power. As anybody can attest to, I mean, whether you're talking about the food in the refrigerator and freezer that you have to throw out, or all of the arrangements that people have to make to find a place to stay, especially during the cold winter months, this is expensive for people, and people should be more properly compensated when they lose their power, especially when it's something where the utilities should have known how to handle a set of circumstances. We know that we have more extreme weather events now than we've had in the past, but that was totally predictable. We know about climate change, but we've heard over and over again from the utilities, well, we're just going to trim more trees and that's going to solve everything, so give us more money. Well, why is it that in Michigan, we lose power more frequently than in all our surrounding sister states, and it costs more money to pay our bills? There's got to be new and different things that the power companies should be doing. And we're talking about burying lines underground. We're talking about hardening the grid and a myriad of other things that are different from what they're doing right now.
Attorney General Dana Nessel, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your insight tonight.
Thanks for having me.
And Consumers Energy is responding tonight, telling us, quote, "We understand the frustration that people are feeling after these recent historic ice storms, and this strengthens our resolve to do better." They go on to say that Consumers Energy is carrying out a 5-year, $5.4 billion plan to strengthen our electric grid and reduced customer outages by 20% last year due to our upgrades.